This is me 21 days ago, and this is me today. During this time I lost over 11 pounds, completely transforming my physique, and more importantly, due to the 5 tips I'm going to share with you today, it wasn't even that hard. Now, quick disclaimer before we get started. I know my physique is nothing special. In the world of YouTube, I practically have a dad bod. But if you're someone who struggles with dieting or keeps hitting a weight loss plateau, I really think these tips will help you reach your goals. And like I said previously, they're not even that hard. Leading us on to tip number 1, and that's to eat bigger meals. What I mean by this is, you're probably not eating enough. I see it time and time again. People start a new diet and they just start slashing their calories. Starting the day with a really small breakfast, probably skipping lunch and finishing the day with a salad and wondering why they're starving and dieting is so difficult. Only to get a late night visit from the ghrelin monster and to wake up covered in self-loathing and Cocoa Pops. Counterintuitively, when you're dieting, you're going to actually want to eat bigger meals throughout the day to help keep you satiated. Because believe it or not, the biggest culprit for weight gain isn't fruits and vegetables, it's snacking. Focus on creating large volume, low calorie meals. Basically, go wild with the whole foods. Not only are they packed full of nutrients, but calorie to volume wise, you get a lot more bang for your buck. Take potatoes for example. This portion here is only 200 calories, and that's before you've added your veggies and protein. I think you'll be surprised how voluminous a meal around 500 calories can be if you put your focus on whole foods. Next up, we have cardio. Now, I think cardio has been getting a lot of bad press in the fitness industry. Rumours that it burns muscle, impedes recovery and makes you miserable. Well, there's a little truth in the last one. Whoever's been doing the marketing for walking has been doing a bloody good job. We've all been so focused on hitting this magical 10,000 steps number that cardio's somehow got forgotten about. However, I recently started an experiment trying out Andrew Huberman's cardio routine, and do you know what? Cardio's not that bad. Well, definitely not as bad as it's made out to be. For example, jogging burns twice as many calories as walking, therefore saving you half the amount of time. Also, when I go for a run, I get this release of endorphins that I don't get from a walk. And most importantly for dieting, I find that running seems to blunt my appetite. And I thought this might just be me, but Google seems to agree. Exercise is known to increase the production of hunger-suppressing hormone peptide YY. Also, cardio doesn't have to be running. When it comes to fitness, consistency is key, so make sure you find something that you enjoy doing. It could be hiking, Zumba, five-a-side. Just remember, if you're moving, you're burning calories, and if you're having fun, you're more likely to continue doing it. One thing to note when you do start doing cardio or exercise is the importance of stretching. Not only is it going to dramatically reduce the chance of injury, but it's also going to speed up your recovery. There are plenty of free resources on YouTube to get you started. I personally use the Pliability app. I'm not affiliated with them, I just think it's a bloody good app. Now, this next tip is going to be the biggest game changer of them all, and that is that small changes make a big difference. Now, in every dieting video I make, I always talk about the importance of tracking your food. Not only does this help calculate how many calories you are consuming, but it also helps you learn what calories are in your favorite foods. Some foods may actually surprise you, and by making a few simple switches, you can save yourself a bunch of calories with little to no effort. For example, did you know that a tablespoon of mayonnaise is around 100 calories, and that a tablespoon of low-fat mayonnaise is around 10 calories? That simple switch will save you 90 calories, and you're still eating the same amount of food. Granted, you may be thinking regular mayonnaise tastes better, but ask yourself, would you rather jump rope for 7 minutes or just swap your mayonnaises? I encourage you to look for areas in your life where you can make these simple changes. For example, I like a latte or two when I'm working. However, when I'm dieting, I'll simply switch to an Americano. Do I like an Americano as much as a latte? No, but this simple switch will save me 220 calories and I haven't had to do anything. Well, endure drinking Americano. But you get the picture. Simply by just going through your condiments and drinks throughout the day and making some simple switches, you can probably save enough calories to put yourself in a deficit. And then you're essentially dieting without dieting. And for number 4, we have eat the same thing. Now, a lot of you are probably going to hear this and think, boring. But unless you live in a monastery, you're probably eating the majority of your meals on your own. Most of my meals, specifically breakfast and lunch, are pretty similar day to day, just with some slight alterations to the toppings to keep things interesting. Not only does this make your life easier, as you won't have to figure out your calories or protein every time you sit down to have a meal, but it also takes away your choice or bad decision making on days where you're tired and hungry. Similar to Einstein, who wore the same clothes every day to preserve brain power and energy, we're doing the same thing but with food. Quick note that you don't need to follow these rules for the rest of your life. But if you've got a special occasion that you're looking to drop a few pounds for, these tips will definitely help you reach your goals. Also, don't forget to take a lot of progress pictures along the way, as there's nothing more motivating than seeing how far you've come. And for the final point, we're going to get a little philosophical, and I'm going to encourage you to embrace the hunger. At a certain point during the dieting process, you're going to experience hunger, but instead of wallowing in the pain or misery, embrace it. Hunger shows that you're actually in a deficit and burning more calories than you're consuming. And if you're dieting and not experiencing hunger, then you're probably not dieting. Also, hunger doesn't really stick around for very long. Have you ever really needed to go to the toilet, but then for some reason you can't go to the toilet, and then after a little while you don't need to go to the toilet? That's what hunger's like. And finally, my favorite thing about hunger and why I enjoy fasting so much is that food tastes better. When I'm dieting, my oatmeal and berries literally taste like I'm eating a crumble. It's amazing. It's just oatmeal. Similar to the food swaps, do like a mind swap when it comes to hunger. Rather than thinking about the pain or how much it hurts, know that it subsides and that your food is gonna taste so much more magical. Hopefully you found these tips useful. I mean, there isn't much effort involved, well, apart from the cardio in section 2, but just find an activity that you enjoy and that can be your cardio. Though fellas, it will need to be at least 20 minutes to get the benefits. If you found this video useful, I made a similar video last year with 5 different fat loss tips, which I'll put somewhere on the screen here. And I'll see you guys next time.